Okay, recently I was digging through my safe and I came across a box of ammo that I bought previously called a Legend Pro. It's a solid copper hollow point ammo made by a GBW cartridge. I don't believe this company still is in existence. Um, I know I bought these, I believe, pre-COVID. I bought them, I think, from Bud's Gun Shop online. I think there was a deal on them. I picked up a couple of boxes of the 9mm, and I think I might have a couple of boxes of the 38 Special somewhere in the safe as well, so maybe we'll find some of those later. But as I dug it out, I was taking a look at it, and I was just kind of curious to see that it looked very similar to the Barnes Tac-XPDs that we had tested relatively recently. You could see those videos on those recently. So again, here is the Barnes. Again, it's a nickel-plated brass with a solid copper hollow point with that black coating on it. And there's the, I'm not sure we can see that here, but if I can get that to focus or not on the head stamp. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But the head stamp says Barnes 9mm Luger on the head stamp. Now in comparison, there's this one again. This is the Legend Pro. Again, nickel-plated brass with a black coated solid copper hollow point. And if we can get it to focus here on the head stamp, maybe we can. Not sure. If it wants to focus or not. If it doesn't, well, what the head stamp says is JAG, 9mm Luger plus P. Now, the box itself doesn't really give any description. It says, you can see here, it says 9mm, 115 grain velocity, 1150 feet per second. But it doesn't say that it's plus P on the box, but the cartridge itself does say plus P. But the box is pretty nondescript. Whereas the Tac-XPDs, again, these ones were not plus P. Nowhere on the box said plus P or on the cartridge. And this, as you can see, maybe you can see that on the box, says 115 grain Tac-XPD, and it's 1100 feet per second. So supposedly the Legends are 50 feet per second faster, and that's enough to push it into a plus P, or at least it's a plus P loading. So the packaging is obviously a little different, but the round itself looks awfully similar. If I can move these both up closer again, they look awfully similar to me. So it might be a Barnes bullet, might not be. Obviously the casing is not labeled as a Barnes casing, but again, very similar. So I decided to take the Legend Pro out to the range and test it, and you'll see that here shortly. I'm here and I got the gel set up. Got a little space left. I'm going to take a shot with the Ruger LC9S, and we're going to see how these Legend Pros do. I don't think they're available anymore, but again, I think they're pretty comparable to the Barnes Tac-XPs, which you've seen earlier. Well, this one was hard to see here, but looks like it entered right here at the top of the block. Went all the way through the first one, into the second one, and it's stopped right there in the middle, basically, of the second one there. So it looks like it dropped downward a little bit. Again, the first block here is about 9.25 inches, and then it went another roughly 4.5 inches into the second block, so maybe 13 3/4 inches, and we'll dig that guy out. And here's the results of the Legend Pro. Again, about 13.5 inches in penetration in the gel, full expansion, those wicked petals of those solid copper hollow points. Again, not sure you can still find this. I picked it up at Bud's pre-COVID, And it's just been sitting in my safe ever since. I think I paid only like $7 a box back in the day. Maybe it was less than that. These are boxes of 20. But again, it's pretty comparable to the Barnes, I think. It looks just like the Barnes round. Okay, as you saw there with the Legend Pro, pretty good um, penetration there into the gel. It got to about 13.5 to 13 3/4 inches in the gel. As we saw previously with the Barnes Tac-XPD, the 3.1 inch made it into my third water jug. The 3.7 inch barrel made it through the third and bounced off the fourth. So decent penetration for those with the Barnes. Are there differences in the I think there's a slight difference you can see here in the ammo itself. We'll take a look here. Again, this is the Legend Pro. So the pedals were pushed back pretty good there in the gel. But that's the Legend Pro round. And we'll compare that against the this was the 3.1 inch Barnes round. So again, I mean they look similar, but I mean, they're pretty similar, I would say, right? So again, I don't know if it's the same bullet itself or not, but that's what they look like. Again, the gel pushed the pedals back a lot further than just the water jugs did. But there we go. We'll measure this up here. We'll see what we got for. Again, with the solid copper hollow points, retained weight is almost always 100%. But we'll see. It was again 115 grain projectile, and yeah, it's right there. It didn't lose any weight whatsoever off of that. So that's pretty impressive. As far as the expansion goes, again, the pedals here on this one would push back a little bit further than they were than the Tac-XPDs were due through the water jugs. But we'll take a look here to see what we got as far as expansion goes. So we got 0.61 or 62 on that one, 0.62 on that one, and 0.64 on that one. So again, darn good expansion, darn good penetration. The only caveat on this is this being a plus P. Some guns, you can't use it a plus P, or they want you to limit the amount of rounds in there. But is it the same bullet? I mean, you be the judge. If you come across these someplace in a surplus situation, or someone's got some in the safe, they look like some viable rounds to pick up secondhand. I can't find them new anymore. I don't know if anybody has them anyplace, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. I just kind of wanted to compare the two. And, if you have any comments or questions or concerns, leave them below. Otherwise, stay tuned. There's a lot more interesting stuff coming. Take care.